It's morning of day 3. We're waiting for our Uber to take us into town so we can relax some without having to worry about traffic and parking and all that stuff. And it's going to go enjoy Knoxville a little bit. And interesting email exchange with our neighbors starting yesterday afternoon till just now. We thought we had planned for every possible contingency, and our neighbors sent us a message that our neighborhood is flooded because of heavy rains in the area, and our vehicles were in danger of being submerged. We had parked them on the street so we can get the Spyder out of the garage and down the driveway to take off. So thank goodness we all have spare keys, and we have a hide key for our front door. We told our neighbors how to get into our house, get the spare keys, and please move our cars. It's already about 1.5 feet of water on our street, and it's rising.
We also have excellent neighbors.
We have excellent neighbors.
Good people.
3 of which sent us messages about the pending disaster. And it's like, we're 600 miles away at the moment. There's not a whole lot we can actually do. But our neighbors are there, and just thank God for good neighbors. Well, here's something you don't see every day. We arrive at the Visitor Center in downtown Knoxville just in time for the live concert that they have every day at 12 noon. The concert is also broadcast live on the local public radio station, which is located in the same building. I'm a little bit jealous. The Visitor Center for our resort city will just give you some brochures.
My father is an honest man. He was taught to run more he could stand. He never threw a punch with an open mouth. And I seen him smile when he spit teeth out.
When we left the Visitor Center, we noticed the Mast General Store across the street. It had rocking chairs out front, so we knew it would be our kind of place. And it was a really cool place. It dates back to the late 19th century, but all the goods are my kind of goods. I could get myself in a lot of trouble in this store. Outdoor apparel, fashion apparel, gifts, snacks, knickknacks, you name it, it was there.
Well, we're here outside the Mast General Store, downtown Knoxville. I found it quite refreshing. We went to dinner last night. Our server had a very clear and distinct Southern accent, which is really a Scotch-Irish accent. And my mother's family, and where I spent most of my summers growing up, just about 75 miles north of here, that accent and the vocabulary that goes with it is part of my history. And a few years ago, I was watching a television program. It was a reality TV show about coal miners, filmed in Hazard, Kentucky. And when the coal miners were speaking in their southern drawl, with their very predominant Scotch-Irish accent, they had to use subtitles to translate it to English, because most folks didn't have any idea what they were saying. And I realized and found it quite entertaining that, wow, I didn't realize I was now fluent in a foreign language or a foreign dialect. Quite entertaining, but anyway, I love the Scotch-Irish accent. I have so many memories associated with that southern accent that it's cool to be back in a region where it's native.
When we're out of town, we try to taste the area to the extent that we can. We look for restaurants that are locally owned and offer wholesome food. We found this kind of place in good Golly Tamale. They actually make homemade tamales there, and they even have vegan options. It was just absolutely delicious. And their side dishes were very interesting. I actually had fermented collard greens, something I had never tried before, and let me tell you, that was fantastic. The decor is also very interesting. Local art on the walls, bit on the small side, throw pillows on the benches. It was very eclectic, and we really enjoyed it.
After we walked around the city for half of the morning, we ducked back into the Visitor Center in downtown to avoid a rainstorm. As we were standing there, we noticed a trolley coming by which said, "Free trolley." We walked into the Visitor Center, picked up a map, and realized that we could have taken a tour through the entire city of Knoxville free instead of spending the morning walking. Lessons learned.
Our stay in Knoxville was the 16th time that we've utilized Airbnb. The house was actually built in 1939, and it, of course, has been renovated, and we were in the basement apartment. We had 2 bedrooms, a living room, a dining room area, and a full kitchen. It was very quiet, and the view was beautiful. The house was lovely, built on a large lot, lots of greenery, and it was only a 10-minute drive to the downtown area where we spent most of our time. So we'd definitely recommend Knoxville 2-bedroom farmhouse revival, hosted by Jonathan. It was awesome.
So we're up and out the door early. Our destination for the day, Alabama. But with only 1 cup of coffee under my belt, I missed the exit for our proposed breakfast stop. It wasn't very long before hunger took over.
We had been on the road for about an hour heading out of Knoxville when we needed gas, and we asked a gentleman at the gas station if he could recommend a breakfast spot. And without hesitation, he said, "Waffle House, it's the next exit." So we took him up on his suggestion, and we ended up at the Waffle House in South Pittsburgh. It was early in the morning. I don't think it was even 8 o'clock. And we walk in, they seated us at the counter, and we knew right away that it was going to be an entertaining breakfast. The staff, they just seemed to have such a good time together and were very playful. And they would answer, or they would add to our own conversation. You know, John was talking about what he was going to order and mentioned something about grits, and I said, "Where do you see grits?" And the waitress responded, "They're everywhere."
I wish we could have got some video from inside the Waffle House, but I'm a little reluctant to shoot video inside of a business without getting everybody's consent up front. But one young man was actually in the process of cleaning the pepper shakers in the sink right in front of our counter. And he looked at me with the most serious tone and goes, "Have you ever seen such clean pepper shakers in your life?" And I had to say that I never have. So I did tell the young man that we would mention him on our YouTube video. So Jason F., you are right. I have never seen such spectacular pepper shakers in my life. It's taking us from Virginia to Tennessee, clipped in the northwest portion of Georgia, back into Tennessee, and now we're getting ready to cross into the state of Alabama. Although I have visited Alabama, I really wouldn't say I've spent much time touring it. This is the first time. Here we go. And there's the Alabama state line. Alabama. Sweet home Alabama. Well guys, that's going to be about it for today's video. We appreciate you guys watching. Now, be sure to stay tuned for the next video in our series, which should be up in about a week, where we discuss nightclub and bar in a Madison, Alabama middle school with a secret entrance. It was a hoot. So until next time, thanks for watching, and you all take care. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.